about to get dark, brother.
My camera is at a 2% battery, but the Land Cruiser, oh, right now, 1% battery, nice. Back in the Cruiser now, snapped some quick photos where it was parked and heading back to camp. A lot of really cool waterfalls back here. She's a little bit tight right here. Not much room for forgiveness. Probably shouldn't sit here. Made it to camp. Got this sweet bug net on. Super buggy. Danny is setting up the shower. I'm not gonna have time to make a meal tonight because it's already like 8, I think at least. So I am going to do a freeze-dried meal and we're all gonna shower and then go to bed. Wake up tomorrow, kayak the lake, get after it.
Back at camp, we ate dinner and spent some time around the fire. We also showered, pulling water from a nearby stream that hopefully wasn't too rich with heavy metals. This valley was such a unique place to camp. There were so many amazing waterfalls turning into streams that formed confluences with the rushing river by our camp. The mountain scenery here was obviously incredible, as you can see. Since Valdez is the land of waterfalls, I flew my drone over to the big waterfall that I had pointed out earlier that day. This waterfall was massive, and I knew I'd want to get my drone out for an up-close view. We thought some of the equipment could have been being used for active mining claims, and we weren't sure if we were going to wake up the next day to some people shooing us away and getting to work, but being surrounded by all the mining equipment was a nice reminder that access like this was made possible some time ago by people much more adventurous than us looking to strike it rich for gold. The old and recent mining history in the state is really something that has always captured part of my mind. I think it's really special that we're able to come back here and see all the mining history in this area, all the trails that were developed, and that we can come back here and camp. Reflecting on that for a bit, we settled in and got ready to call it a night.
Everybody's in bed here and I'm gonna be hitting the hay pretty soon. We had an awesome day today and we got one more day in Valdez tomorrow, so we'll see you in the morning. Good morning, we're heading out here out of camp and we are heading over to the Valdez Glacier Lake to do some kayaking and some paddleboarding for the others as well. And it's actually summer solstice today, so it's going to be the longest day of summer, so that'll be pretty cool. And we'll be heading out here on the trail. We've got like 45 minutes-ish to get there, so we're going to start boogieing and make our way over there.
The trail ride back was smooth and easygoing, though we did need to get off the trail pretty quickly since it was looking like Steve and I were going to be late for our kayak pickup. Danny and Jamie both brought inflatable paddleboards, and graciously Gabe had agreed earlier to watch the other dogs since being further out in a kayak or paddleboard with a larger dog in freezing cold water could definitely pose some risk. Once we were off the trail, we aired up our tires and headed over to the Glacier Lake as fast as we could. We were about 15 minutes late, but we made it over to the Glacier Lake.
We're out here kayaking on the Valdez Glacier Lake right now, and got little Mishkers. He's scared. We're gonna see if we can go head over to the glacier face.
The rental company employees had recommended two options on how to best spend the 3-hour kayak rental. One option was to explore the many floating icebergs that were closer to the shore of the lake. The other option was to head toward the face of the Valdez Glacier and stop by a few of the icebergs that we would pass on the way. With that 3-hour window, we realistically only have time for one or the other. We decided to go with the latter since we wanted to see the face of the Valdez Glacier.
Ooh, Mishka. It's about to get dark, brother. Wonk, 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 wonk. Oh, come on, Danny. Wait. We are in the ice cave.
Great. You can hear the ice cracking.
Yeah.
Huh?
Me?
Yeah, waiting on you, bro.
I've been like arguing about stroke. The boy is going to a glacier. Could be worse.
Danny, get down from there! Danny, what are you doing on the iceberg?
Being in biggest.
Made it out here to the glacier. So many waterfalls. No, no, you can't go on me. Made it to the face of the Valdez Glacier out here, and Danny went up pretty close to it, but we're just keeping our distance from the glacier here. Gonna start heading back shortly.
On our way back, we took the shorter route, doing some iceberg navigating.
Incoming!
And we were able to get our kayaks back before the rental window closed at 1 p.m.
The one you want to go really, really fast. You just have to.
We made it back to where we launched the kayaks from, so we're gonna go return these, and then there's a nice little spot on the shore where we can make lunch. So we're gonna go head over there, make lunch, and then probably look for our camp spot shortly after that.
Land ho.
From the Valdez Glacier Lake, Jamie split to go meet up with Gabe and visit the Renaissance Fair that happened to be in town that weekend. Steve, Danny, and I then headed over to a nearby gravel bar that's just outside the main part of town. We were off to make lunch, and Steve and I are both UFC fans, so we were able to catch the last couple of fights of that day's main card, which was Roundtree versus Hill. This area is a part of older Valdez from back in the day, and it looks like this is where a pier used to be, but either way, it makes for a nice spot to pull off to and enjoy the sun.
I know some people are content winning the belt once and saying like, oh, I am champion, but I want a reign that could add to a legacy.
After the UFC fights were over and we finished lunch, Jamie joined back up with us and we headed over to the salmon hatchery just across the inlet from the main part of town. Gabe decided that he wanted to get to camp earlier, so at the same time he went out scouting to go find a spot. The hatchery here is a cool place to swing by. This was mid-June, so the salmon hadn't quite started running yet. For anyone watching who would like to see that, early July is generally a good time to go. The eagles, sea lions, and even bears all come out to grab their piece of the salmon pie. Walking through the hatchery, there's plenty of informational reading. You can see the fish ladder and the facility itself.
Doing ice fishing.
I've done it one time. I don't
Leaving the hatchery, we went to go meet up with Gabe at a nice spot on a riverbed that he found for camp. We got off the road onto the trail and headed off to find the spot. Once we met up with Gabe, we decided it would be nice to go drive on the riverbed for a bit. We came across a couple guys in their mini jet boats, and they did a little splash pass. It was at this point that we didn't think we could go much further, so we decided to turn around. Big riverbeds like this are very common in Alaska and are some of the best areas to off-road since you can just drive around on them with no particular trail that you need to follow. They can usually be pretty silty though, which can be harmful to your vehicle, so we made sure to give our rigs a good wash afterward.
We got a spot on the river here that we're setting up camp, and it's about 7:06 p.m. So we'll be making dinner, showering, and then going to bed and just making a drive straight back home to the valley tomorrow.
Being able to reflect now on this trip, it had just about everything that you would want for a beginning of the season off-road touring adventure. Beautiful weather, scenery, off-roading, and exploring in this amazing state that is Alaska. I wouldn't have changed a thing on this trip, and I'm grateful to have been able to spend it with amazing friends.
I'm getting to bed here. It's almost midnight on our summer solstice trip, so that wraps up our Valdez adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, please make sure to like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night.